My dad didn't know I could still hear him. I was picking up groceries when I called about my mail being sent to their hotel. The phone made a weird sound like someone put it in their pocket by mistake. Then I heard Mom's voice. Then his. She's nothing but a burden. My hands went cold. The shopping cart stopped moving. They started talking about my money, my house, things I worked hard for. They didn't know I was listening. I didn't say anything. I just stood there, but something inside me broke that day. When I was little, our family didn't have much. We lived in a small apartment with broken windows and a heater that only worked sometimes. The walls were thin. You could hear everything. Mom and Dad fought about money every single night. You eat too much. You cost too much. You need too much. That's what Dad always said when I asked for school supplies or new shoes. We gave up everything for you. Be happy you have a bed. I tried to be quiet. I tried not to need anything. But every Saturday I got to visit my Aunt Clara. She lived in a beautiful neighborhood with big trees and mailboxes shaped like little houses. Her home smelled like cinnamon and fresh cookies. She never yelled. She never made me feel bad for being there. Clara taught me how to save money. She showed me how to cook. She told me I was smart and could do anything I wanted. You're going to be okay, Natalie, she always said. You're stronger than you know. When Aunt Clara got sick and passed away, I cried for weeks. Then came the day her lawyer called everyone together. She left me her house. The whole thing. Paid off. Worth almost $1 million. She left my parents $5,000. They spent it in 2 weeks. After that, everything changed. Mom and Dad started showing up at my door with suitcases. We're staying for a while, they said. Just until we figure things out. A while turned into 3 years. They never paid rent. They never helped with bills. But they acted like the house was theirs. Dad put his name on the mailbox. Mom redecorated my bedroom and moved my stuff into the guest room. They told their friends it was the family house, like I was just borrowing it. When I tried to talk to them, they got angry. After everything we did for you, this is how you treat us. So I stayed quiet. I let them stay. Paid for everything. Then they decided to take a trip to Europe. Fancy trip. Wine tours, castles, expensive hotels. They asked me to help. Pay for it. You're doing so well, Mom said while cutting her food. It's time you help us enjoy life. Gave them money. Way too much money. But I felt like I had to. They packed their bags, bought matching travel outfits, and left smiling. See you in 3 weeks, they said. Don't burn the place down. I waved from the porch, trying to smile back. Trying to convince myself that helping family was the right thing to do. But deep down I felt empty. Like I was disappearing. Into my own life. Then came the phone call that changed everything. It was a Tuesday morning. I was at the grocery store buying things for dinner. The fridge was making a strange noise, so I needed to ask Dad where he put the warranty paper. Called him. He answered from somewhere noisy. Sounds like a restaurant. Dishes clinking. People talking. What do you want? He sounded annoyed. I asked him about the fridge. He sighed. Look in the drawer by the microwave. Under the junk mail. Fine. Thanks. Enjoy your dinner. He made a sound like he was going to hang up. But he didn't. I heard rustling. A step. Then Mom's voice. Who called? Natalie, Dad said. Something's broken again at the house. My chest got tight. I should have hung up. But I didn't. That house is wasted on her, Mom said. Clara should have left it to us. We would have used it right. I froze right there in the grocery aisle. Someone walked past me, but I couldn't move. She didn't earn that house, Dad said. We're the ones who raised her. We're the ones who sacrificed. Once we get back, we need to talk to her about our future. She has to understand that house is ours. It's stupid that only her name is on it. My hands started shaking. I dropped the box of pasta I was holding. We just need to push her a little, Mom said quietly. She feels guilty about everything. Mention how much we gave up. Mention the hospital bills from when she was born. She'll sign it over. If she says no, Dad replied, we'll remind her how much she owes. By next summer, that deed will have our names on it. My ears started ringing. Felt dizzy. But they kept talking. She's always been a burden, Dad said. His voice was calm, like he was talking about the weather. From the day she was born. Nothing but problems and costs. Mom laughed. Actually laughed. I don't remember hanging up. I just remember sitting on the floor in the middle of the store, back against the shelf, staring at nothing. A worker asked if I was okay. He nodded. But I wasn't okay. I sat there replaying every memory. Every time they made me feel small. Every time they said I owed them. Every time they made me feel guilty for being alive. It wasn't love. It was control. Got up slowly. I walked to my car. I sat there for an hour. Then something clicked. If I was such a burden, then I didn't owe them anything anymore. I started the car and drove home. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I opened my laptop and I started making a plan. For 5 days I called in sick to work. I said I had the flu. I didn't. I just couldn't talk to anyone without my voice shaking. Every time I tried to eat or drink water, I heard those words again. She's always been a burden. Said like it was a fact. Like I was a broken chair nobody wanted. On the 6th day, I called someone I trusted. Margaret Cole. A lawyer who helped me when I bought my first car. She was tough. Smart. Didn't waste time. Margaret listened while I explained everything. The house was mine. Only my name. My parents lived there but paid nothing. Then I played her the recording from the phone call. Her face went hard. You don't owe them anything, she said. That house is yours. They have no legal right to it. If you want them out, we can make that happen. Just don't tell them until everything's ready. Those words felt like opening a door I didn't know existed. That same day I called my friend Marcus. He sold houses for a living. I need to sell fast, I said. Well, no websites. Just quiet and quick. He didn't ask questions. I've got buyers who want something in your area. We can close for about $980,000 if you move now. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. Once everything was lined up, I moved fast. I walked through every room with a notebook. I made 3 lists. My stuff, their stuff. Not sure. I didn't want them saying I stole anything later. I packed my things into boxes, taped them, labeled them. A moving truck would take them to a small apartment 2 towns away. I rented a storage unit and put it in my parents' names. I paid for 6 months ahead of time. Their stuff would go there. Everything they owned packed and waiting. Closed my old bank accounts. Changed my passwords. Got a new phone number. A new email address. Every step felt like cutting a rope that had been tied around my neck my whole life. The night before the movers came, I walked through the house one last time. It was so quiet. I stood in the backyard where Aunt Clara used to plant roses with me. They were blooming now. Big and red and beautiful. I touched one of the flowers. I'm not what they said I was, I whispered. I don't know if I was talking to her or to myself. The next morning the truck came. My boxes left first. Then theirs. I didn't cry. I didn't look back. I just left. My parents landed on a sunny Thursday afternoon. I knew because they sent me their flight details weeks ago. They wanted me to pick them up from the airport. I didn't go. I sat in my new apartment staring at my phone. My neighbor from the old street, Mr. Kendall, sent me a text at 4:15. They just pulled up. I held my breath. I didn't need to be there. I knew exactly what was about to happen. They'd get out of the car laughing about their trip. They'd grab their luggage covered in stickers from all the countries they visited. They'd walk up to the front door talking about all the photos they took. Then Dad would pull out his key. He'd put it in the lock. He'd turn it. And nothing would happen. The lock had been changed. Mr. Kendall called me 20 minutes later. I answered right away. Natalie, this is wild, he said, trying not to laugh. Your dad tried the key 6 times. Your mom is pounding on the door shouting your name. They think you're inside ignoring them. I could see it so clearly. Their confusion. Their anger. Their shock. What are they doing now? Walking around the house looking in. Windows. Your dad saying you had no right to change the locks. Oh wow. Your mom just tried to open the garage. This is something. It was something. And it was only starting. An hour later my phone buzzed. Voicemail. Natalie. What is going on? The key doesn't work. Call me now. The next one came 5 minutes after. Sweetie, we're worried. Why is the house locked? Where are you? Please call. No apology. No understanding. Just confusion that the world wasn't working the way they expected. Then came the message I'd been waiting for. We found your note. A burden did this. Really? Are you trying to be funny? You can't just kick us out of our home. We're getting a lawyer. Every word was angry. Entitled. Proving I'd made the right choice. They didn't call again that night. But I knew they weren't done. The next morning my boss called. Your parents showed up here. They're yelling in the lobby. Security asked them to leave. Are you safe? Heat rushed to my face. Even now, they were trying to embarrass me into giving. I'm okay, I told her. I'm so sorry they came there. Don't be, she said gently. Take the time you need. They're banned from the building. That was the first time someone who wasn't Aunt Clara fully stood up for me. That evening, a number I didn't recognize called. I almost ignored it. But something told me to answer. Tomorrow, Dad's voice said. Sharp and cold. 10 in the morning. Rosewood Diner. If you don't show up, we're coming to your work again. And we won't be nice. He hung up before. Could say anything. My heart pounded. But I wasn't scared. I was calm. Colder than I'd ever been. This time I wouldn't show up as their kid. I'd show up as the woman who finally learned to protect herself. The next morning I got to the diner 20 minutes late. On purpose. The place was crowded. Coffee brewing. Silverware clattering. Voices everywhere. Safe place. Public place. Mom and Dad were sitting in a corner booth. Mom looked tired. Dad looked furious. Both of them stared at me when I walked over. Finally decided to come, Dad snapped. I put my phone on the table where they could see it. I'm here, I said. But I won't be yelled at. Say what you need to say. What did you do to our house? Mom's voice was shaking. Why would you sell it without telling us? We lived there. It was never your house, I said quietly. You lived there because I let you. And you thanked me by planning to steal it. We weren't stealing, Dad said, leaning forward. We were planning our future. Misunderstood. Before he could finish, I pressed play on my phone. Their voices filled the booth. She's a burden. Always has been. Once we get the house, we're set. Just guilt her. She falls for it every time. Mom's hand covered her mouth. Dad's face turned white, then red. How dare you record us, he hissed. You called me, I said. You didn't hang up. I heard everything. And it showed me exactly what I am to you. Mom started crying. Loud enough for people to notice. Once that would have worked. Once, I would have apologized and given in. Not anymore. Paid for everything. I took care of everything. I even paid for your trip. And you still saw me as a problem to get rid of. So here's what happens now. They stopped crying. They stopped moving. I'm done. No more money. No more help. No more guilt. If you come to my work again, I'll call the police. If you show up at my home, security will remove you. If you keep harassing me, my lawyer will handle it. Can't just abandon your family, Dad said through his teeth. I'm not abandoning you, I said, standing up. You pushed me away a long time ago. I'm just finally accepting it. But where will we go? Mom whispered. What are we supposed to do? That, I said calmly, is your problem to solve. Not mine. Picked up my phone. Put it in my bag. I walked out of the booth. Neither of them tried to stop me. Neither called my name. When I stepped outside into the cool air, I didn't look back. After that day, everything went silent. No calls. No emails. No surprise visits. Just quiet. First it felt strange. Then it felt peaceful. I moved into my new apartment like I was learning how to live for the first time. The space was smaller and simpler, but it was mine. No tension. No footsteps that made me nervous. No voices that made me feel small. I went back to work with energy I hadn't felt in years. My coworkers noticed. My boss noticed. Even I noticed. Without the constant weight I had space to breathe. Therapy helped too. Dr. Ellison taught me words I'd never said out loud before. Manipulation, control, emotional abuse. Naming those things didn't erase them, but it took away their power. One afternoon I found an old card Aunt Clara gave me years ago. I'd read it before, but this time it hit different. "You are enough," she wrote. "Don't let anyone convince you otherwise." For the first time I believed it. When the library asked if I'd teach a class about managing money and standing for yourself, I said yes immediately. Teaching others what I'd learned felt like healing something broken inside me. I wasn't the burden. I was the one who finally put the weight down. A year later, I stood in my small garden, planting roses just like Aunt Clara taught me. The wind was gentle. The sky was clear. And for the first time in my life, everything felt right. I didn't know if my parents would ever change. And I wasn't waiting around to find out. Peace didn't come from fixing them. Came from choosing me. If you've ever had to walk away to protect yourself, you're not alone. Leave your story in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.